Have you ever walked out of a movie and said, wow, that was amazing, even though the first hour was kind of boring? Or the opposite, a great movie that you suddenly decide you didn't like just because the ending felt disappointing? Strange, right? Your brain just ignored most of the experience. That's because of something psychologists call the peak end rule. The peak end rule is a psychological pattern where people don't judge an experience based on the entire timeline. Instead, the brain compresses the memory into two moments: the peak, the most emotionally intense moment, and the end, how the experience finishes. Everything in between? Your brain mostly treats it like background noise. Think about a vacation. You might spend 5 days dealing with airports, delays, and overpriced sandwiches. But if one sunset on the beach was magical and the last dinner was perfect, your brain files the whole trip under best vacation ever. Restaurants understand this rule extremely well. The meal might be decent, but if the dessert is incredible and the waiter ends the night with warm friendliness, people walk out saying that place is amazing, not because every bite was perfect, but because the peak and the ending were. Hospitals, hotels, theme parks, and luxury brands use this principle constantly. A hotel stay might include small inconveniences, but if there's one wow moment, maybe a stunning view, a surprise upgrade, or a beautiful lobby experience, and checkout is smooth and pleasant, the entire stay feels memorable. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman studied this effect when analyzing how people remember painful or uncomfortable experiences. He discovered something surprising. People didn't remember how long something lasted. They remembered how intense the worst moment was and how the experience ended. Duration mattered far less than we expect. In other words, your brain isn't recording a full documentary of your life. It's editing a highlight reel. And the editor is extremely lazy. It mostly keeps two clips: the emotional peak and the ending. This explains why a single bad customer service interaction at the end of a purchase can ruin an otherwise smooth experience, and why one magical moment can redeem an entire day. If you run a business, design products, create content, or lead teams, this rule matters more than most people realize, because people won't remember every detail. They'll remember the moment that made them feel something and the final moment before they left. So, if you want people to remember an experience positively, don't just focus on making everything pretty good. Focus on creating one unforgettable peak and a satisfying ending. Because when the brain rewrites the story later, those two moments decide how the whole experience is remembered.